Alright, much Abrew about nothing time. Playing some Mono White Devotion, and this is pretty close to the nut draw, I think. We keep this, so we have Leyline on turn 0, and we get to follow that with a border post into Brimaz, and I think that'll give us enough mana for Elspeth, thanks to Nykthos. So I think this is like exactly what this deck is hoping. I think this is like exactly what this deck is hoping to do. Opponent plays a Watery Grave, tapped, and a Knight. Well, let's just border post, pick up the plains. That's even better. Now we get to Knight next turn and get a free land, assuming it resolves. Into Brimaz, into Elspeth. Since our opponent's on blue, they could have counters, but barring counters, this feels like a really good hand. Okay. Oh, our opponent's milling themselves? What is happening? I don't know why our opponent's milling themselves. Maybe they have a scribe in hand. Well, play the plains. This could be painful. Knight is going to turn on any Hedron or archive traps that our opponent has in their hand. So we get a plains. See if we get archive trapped. Hopefully not. But we 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That means with this hand we have a turn 3 Elspeth, which is pretty good. Pretty good. So I guess this is what the deck can do. Yeah, our opponent did have a scribe in hand. So I guess this is what the deck can do when things go well. Oh, there goes our Karn too. We would have liked to draw a Karn. That said, hopefully Elspeth is enough to win this game. Another Leyline. Leyline actually seems super helpful here as well, because our opponent can't target us with mill spells. Oh, that's why our opponent's milling themselves. We just naturally hate our opponent's deck out of the game. And now we have an Elspeth, and they can't target us with any targeted mill spells, so I feel like we're in good shape. Another Hedron Crab, looking pretty sad. Oh man, our opponent has to target themselves. There's no option with Hedron Crab. So we could probably just do nothing, and our opponent would kind of be forced to mill themselves out eventually. I guess Mesmeric Orb does get around it, and we don't have an answer in hand for an Ensnaring Bridge. And Scribe does start milling us. Alright, let's see. 1, 2. Well, let's play a border post for free. Pick up a land. Replay the land. Use Nykthos for 8. Play Brimaz. Play Leyline number 2. Take up Elspeth. Tag with everything. So this would be the hand where if we draw our Manifest enchantment, Mastery of the Unseen, it would be pretty absurd with this hand. Otherwise, we just hope to draw anything big. Thalia's Lancers. We have lost Elishnorn and Karn, which is a bit disappointing. But behind double Leyline, we're pretty safe from what our opponent's trying to do with their milling plan. Visions of Beyond Cycles. Thankfully, not an Ancestral Recall. Not enough cards in a graveyard yet. And Visions of Beyond also cycles. And opponent passes. See if we draw anything sweet. Opponent mills us. We draw another plains. Well, let's attack with everything. Our opponent basically needs... Well, bridge doesn't even do it. They need to somehow get a bridge and get empty-handed next turn. Or we just ultimate Elspeth and win. Opponent does some blocking. Well, we got a nut draw. It's nice to see decks function well once in a while. Playing Elspeth. Turn 3 Elspeth is pretty insane. That's like Tron level mana. And it makes this deck make a lot more sense. In that we have so many crazy expensive things, but when we randomly have turn 3 Elspeth, it really shows how this deck actually can work. Alright, opponent keeps milling themselves with their crab. Well, there goes all our big mana. We get another plains, thanks to the Ghost Quarter. But I don't think any of this matters, because we just ultimate Elspeth, and then we have so much damage. And our opponent, even if they have bridge, I don't think they can get empty-handed, so I think we should be good. Opponent scoops it up. Alright, well, that's about as good as our deck can run. That is the nut draw of all nut draws. This is odd. What do we want to fight against blue-black mill? So, Iona seems absurd if we get it down. Nevermore also could do things. I don't think we can really keep too much creature removal. Rest in Peace feels awkward. I don't know if it's worth the effort. Leyline's obviously insane. Journey to Nowhere's okay. O-Ring. We saw Mesmeric Orbs. Linvala doesn't do much. Our opponent's not really killing us with damage. Ulamog seems a bit slow. And, well, Sky Siren kills a creature. They do have creatures. Yeah, that's fine. Maybe we just go like this? Rest in Peace is a weird one because it could fight the Visions of Beyond, but I don't know if it's worth fighting Visions of Beyond, really, to exile the graveyard. I guess it also stops our opponent from gaining a ton of life with Crypt Incursion, which could also be problematic. If they mill a bunch of creatures, exile them, gain a bunch of life. Still, I think we just go like this. We have some really game-winning spells. Like, Iona is so good. Melding Bruna is so good. Leyline is pretty game-winning. So we have a lot of good stuff for this matchup. Well, yeah, we'll try it like that. Good enough. And, well, this is what we're looking for. Got a Leyline, got a Border Post. No Nykthos this hand, unfortunately. But if we draw Nykthos, we're off to the races. Yeah, we'll keep. I mean, I think Leyline and 6 lands I would probably keep against this mill deck. I think it's that good. So, yeah, we'll start with Leyline on the battlefield. Gotta be... That's one of the upsides of this deck, is Oh, and our opponent scoops it up. That's one of the upsides, is Leyline is a free win card in some matchups. We saw it there against Mill. It does the same thing against Bird, so we can just randomly win games with turn 0 Leyline. So it's nice to have cards like that to pick up some free wins once in a while. Well, we got a nut draw in game 1, and our opponent scooped to Leyline in game 2, so sweet.